Greetings, everyone. You may recognize me as Nick. I am finally breaking my silence. For the past few years, I have been grappling with a painful experience involving a content creator with whom I once had a close relationship. SD Animator is a Roblox animator with over 400,000 subscribers, and he appears to run a child-friendly channel. However, I find it troubling that his community is composed of children, yet he engages in questionable behavior. I apologize for breaking our promise, SD, and for bringing this to light. But the situation has deteriorated to a point where I can no longer remain silent or ignore it. I searched YouTube to see if anyone had previously exposed you, but unfortunately, I found nothing. The reason for this will become clear if you watch this video until the end. Allow me to share my story. Back in 2019, I was an avid fan of SD Animator, to the extent that my 14-year-old self aspired to be featured in one of his animations, like what usually kids want. So I reached out to him, and eventually we became close friends. He gave me permission to re-upload his animations with subtitles in it, so his audience are able to understand what the story is about. Because of this, it significantly boosted my channel's subscriber count. However, the situation took a turn for the worse. In 2020, I made a Discord community for his channel, facilitating communication among his fans and so that he can pick casts for his animations easily. That year, let's say it did well. It did pretty well. In 2021, at the age of 16, this was where things went badly, and I wasn't aware of it. He started sharing private videos featuring his Roblox characters in various scenarios. Let's say 18 plus kind of content for a video. I admit that I found this intriguing at the time, that I recognize now that my lack of proper education contributed to a misunderstanding of the situation. One time, he sent me a private video featuring my character, which is the Fireboy, as some of you may know, and his character in a compromising context. You already know what this is. Unfortunately, I no longer have the video. It was stored on an old Facebook account that I had, but it has been banned on Facebook. The reasons are unknown to me. But in 2022 and 2023, I was preoccupied with school, and we didn't talk that much, but we only talked occasionally. However, in 2024, I decided to rebrand my channel from Grimph to Nick Extras, which you know now. I was fully aware of my past and the trauma associated with the name Grimph, so that I wanted to start fresh and new. I told SD that I had rebranded my channel and was looking to explore new content ideas. He then asked me if he could use my avatar for his animations, and I agreed, but I made it clear that it couldn't be used for NSFW content. Unfortunately, he went ahead and said my character, which really upset me. When I asked him to take it down, he insisted that it was just between the two of us. I felt powerless since he wouldn't listen. To my dismay, he used my character again, which I suspect was part of his quote-unquote work. On top of that, he was homophobic when I mentioned my girlfriend, despite knowing I was lesbian for years. I reached my limit, and I decided to cut ties with him. But the story doesn't end here. After we lost our connections, I found out he was dating an old friend of mine named Kat, who was 17, while SD is around 27 to 28 years old. My instincts told me to expose him for his behavior towards me, and I wouldn't have considered it if it was just my experience. But I soon discovered there were more victims. Ceci is a good friend of mine. I recently asked her about her experiences with him. SD created a full video featuring Ceci's character, and at the time, she was only 14. She thought it was cool when he asked for permission to use her avatar, but he was fully aware of her age. He continued making those videos until Ceci eventually stopped talking to him. Cody is another good friend of mine, and I was shocked to find out she was a victim too. In 2023, things took a turn that I'm struggling to describe. The situation was somewhat similar to Sezzy's, as he asked for permission and Cody agreed. They had a lengthy conversation, and at the time, Cody was okay with it. She actually ended up liking the works. But Cody now realized what she had done. Yes, Cody made a poor choice, as he was fully aware that Cody was a minor. Cody at this time was still 17 years old. SD even reached out to Cody via DM, saying he would stop sending NSFW content because he didn't want Cody to feel uncomfortable. To me, that feels like a manipulation tactic. You can't be sure if he was sincere, but if he truly cared, he wouldn't have done it in the first place. Eventually, they stopped communicating.
Sorry, I just noticed that my mic was cutting off, so I'm recording this. Sorry for the inconsistent quality. Victim number 4. This person does not want me to reveal her name. Let's just call her Barry. Barry was also a close friend of mine and SD's. She used to be a part of our group. The group is now unavailable due to everyone having their own career and paths in life. Back in 2022, SD then created a version of her model. After I DM'd her, this is what she responded. My memory is a little hazy as we haven't been in contact for almost 2 years, but I do remember this moment very well, and I still have screenshots from the time. There was a time when he sent a photo of my character's model, which he made changes to. He'd either used or created a sexualized model, giving it a large chest and other accentuated features. In the photo he sent, it was stripped off the clothes I had it wear and given a lingerie. Essie and I had only on and off conversations with large gaps in time. I don't see why he did this, especially without asking me, and I can't help but wonder what else he'd use that model for. At the time, I didn't care as much and went on with my day, but looking back at the whole thing, it was extremely inappropriate. Especially since he sent me the photo a month after I turned 18, when we've known each other for years. I haven't been engaged in his community for a long time, but when I was younger, it had been so much fun being included in animations. I didn't even think about the position it put him in, and the fact that more people had to deal with this behavior is disgusting. We had a short conversation after this, and after finding out that there were more victims, she said, "I'm just concerned for the other victims as well. It's likely they're younger," which in fact is true. I never thought he'd do stuff like this, and honestly, this hasn't been in my mind until today. I should have mentioned something sooner. Now, let's talk about Kat, who is 18 and SD's girlfriend. She used to be my friend, but things soured between us after she started dating SD when she was 17 years old. I didn't want to be associated with someone I consider a child. I regret not discussing my concerns with Kat, but now it feels too late and I feel really bad about it. Kat is very defensive of SG. She even stood up for him when he commented on my Facebook post, calling himself a predator, insisting that she loves him and all that. It's baffling to me why she would defend someone who is hypersexual and homophobic, and also a predator. There was also an incident where a music artist reached out to SD for credit on a song he used, but SD completely ignored the request. 5 years ago, SD created a video titled Guest 666 playing a condo game, which featured jokes and activities using Roblox characters. In this particular scene, Guest 666 is seen with his wiener extend to push off a girl off a house. A few months back, he released another video where Guest 666 is seen holding a Pringle can with something inappropriate on it, which I assume is a DIY stuff that you put in your wiener when you beat it up. I'm not sure what it's called, and I'm sorry for that. And during this 2020 to 2023 era, SD used to put fan arts on his animations and not crediting the artists. Now, here are some statements from others in the community. Feel free to pause and read them. I'm just exhausted from talking. And here are some of the quote-unquote works he created involving minors. I'm gonna censor most of this stuff because YouTube will probably take it down if I don't. The reason why nobody in the Roblox community has addressed this is that, as you can see, he only targeted his close friends and told them to keep it quiet. I am very sorry, SD, that I had to be the one to expose you, the friend you've trusted the most, and a friend that you considered to be your sister. I'm sorry I broke our promise, but I had to do this for the sake of the victim's peace and for your community that is filled with kids.